Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our channel, and thank you so much for joining the channel today. So, guys, let us quickly talk about three updates. I'm going to be talking about three updates in this video, and the very first update I want to talk about is a question someone asked me about study in Canada. That's study visa to Canada. So this person was saying that he doesn't know how much you need to be in your bank account to study in Canada. Now, let me draw your attention to this, that there are a lot of videos on this YouTube platform. I have shared a couple of videos here talking about proof of funds to study in Canada, some of the things that you need to know, but I'm going to say it again. If you have an admissions to study in Canada, know that the living cost money has increased. The government of Canada recently changed it. Instead of $10,000 Canadian dollars, you are going to be showing $20,635 now. So for your proof of funds to study in Canada, you have to show the Canadian government that, one, you have your tuition fee for at least 1 year plus $20,635 plus miscellaneous in this case is usually something around $5,000. That's for flight tickets, transportation, and all those things. So this is the proof of funds. Now if you sum up all this money, you are going to know how much you need to be in your bank account. Furthermore, if you really want to get your visa approved, I always tell international students that it is always good to show the embassy or the visa officer that you have all your tuition fee to study in Canada. Sometimes if you are going for a 1-year program or a 2 years program, it's always good to show them that you have all your money to study in this particular country, because remember, early this year, I think that was late last year, Canadian government or IRCC, they said they were going to be reducing the number of study permits approved this year. That's from 800,000 as of last year to 360,000 this year. And this court has brought in different changes across Canada, and equally there is an introduction of what is called a provincial attestation letter, and this is compulsory for every student who wants to apply for a study permit to Canada. So please put all of this into consideration. Point number two is, this is not update number two, but point number two still under the study permit issue. I want to say that if you are going to be showing proof of funds, I want to focus on two things here. Point one is, in case you have been given some money, like somebody gave you money as a deed, now this person needs to write a gift deed letter and it must go through the court to be notarized. Remember, the person who wrote the gift deed letter, there should be some sort of transactions from his or her bank account into your own personal account, and the amount of money you are going to explain, because when you are explaining your letter of explanation or when you are writing your letter of explanation, you need to equally mention the fact that you were given a certain amount of money as a gift deed, and there should be documents to back that up. So please put all this into consideration. It's so important. Now the other section of the proof of funds is, I realize that many of my followers think that proof of funds means that you should go and dump money in an account, then you print the statement out, then you present to the visa officer. No, that is not how it is done. Please, if you really want to get successful visa to Canada, make sure you build your account slowly, so that before you apply for the visa, the account should be an old account. Using a new account and claiming that the money has been built is a problem when it comes to Canada. They might think that you took the money from somebody because they know this, except that you proved them wrongly. You understand what I mean? So please make sure you strategize well and put your documents in order, so that when the visa officer is assessing them, he can then see that. Another thing I want to dwell on again is this issue of home ties. Please remember, home ties is a very key document, or is an important factor in your application, because it shows the visa officer that you are going to return back to your home country when your program is over. And it is not all about home ties. There are other documentations that you need to add, but first of all, the home ties documents are very important. Documents to prove that you have access, you have properties that can bring you back to your home country. This is all about the study permit updates I wanted to do. The next thing I want to talk about is province in Canada. They call it British Columbia. Now, there are various changes in British Columbia, and one of the changes that got international students to move around thinking of what they are going to do is there is a pathway that if you study a master's program in British Columbia, you can use that pathway to apply for permanent residency. That pathway has been scrapped off, and early this year, many laws and many students are contemplating if they are still going to move to British Columbia. As a matter of fact, my advice in this situation is try to avoid crowded provinces. Locate places like Saskatchewan, try to move to places like Nova Scotia, try to go to New Brunswick, and also to an extent Manitoba. Then if you really think that it's essential for you to go to Ontario, then it should be your own expense. But remember, you need to put all your documents into consideration and make sure you supply the right application for visa. Now let's take a look at this university, which is the third update. This school I want to talk about, the school is located in France, in Nice, and remember, Nice is the fourth largest city in France. And if you apply to this university, you are going to start lectures September. As I speak to you, the school is currently open. The school is more of an environmental school, and if you apply to this school, there are chances that you may be selected. They do not need IELTS as a compulsory requirement, and equally, I think if you have a third class, you can try it out because the tuition fee is a little more affordable. They ask 5,500 for some programs. The most expensive program I saw was 7,000 euros. Some program charged 3,500, some 4,000, some 5,000. So please consider this school. And the name of the school is called University Cote-d'Azur. This school is located in Nice. Now, remember, if you want to study in France, you should remember that if you gain admissions to this school, you are going to pay your first tuition deposit. So before you apply, take note of the program cost. If the program is 5,000 euros per year, note that when you gain admission, you would pay either half of that money or complete money to the school in order for you to get an acceptance offer to start your visa application. It is now the duty of the school. I cannot say because I'm not very certain of the information if you are going to pay complete money or partial money. But please remember that the school is a very flexible school. You can learn a lot of things there. You have the possibility to go for internships, and of course at the end of the day, when you start working, you can make a lot of money because these are the type of schools that relates to companies. The internship or maybe voluntary activities, you can have the advantage, like you have the advantage to do them within companies, recognized companies or stakeholders. So please put all of this into consideration. Now, what do you need to apply to the school? For the master's programs, you need a copy of your high school certificate and of course the transcript, or if you do not have, you need your bachelor's degree certificate and the transcript. Now remember, when you are not doing legalization at this stage, no. Remember, you are going to be doing the application on the e-candidature platform or the e-candidate platform, and when you gain admissions, you have to go back to Campus France to register and then get certificate of acceptance. Then you now start your visa application and also know how to move across the Campus France website. But remember, University of Cote d'Azur has a lot of amazing programs you can choose from. And please, if you must apply for the visa, you will pay this tuition first. Then you still need to put money into your bank account and use as proof of funds. Now, everybody can sponsor you. Not everybody, by the way. For France, not everybody can sponsor you, but for Portugal, everybody can sponsor you. So for France, it's your immediate family members. Now, for them to sponsor you or for them to take care of you, to show evidence of your proof of funds and all those other details, you need to make them understand that you need to have the standard required amount of money. Now, for you to have the money you need, I think it should be 800 euros times 12. So you just need to multiply 800 by 12, because that's the money you need for 1 month for your accommodation, your food and your transportation, according to the French officials. But remember that you need at least 8,000 euros or more to be in your sponsor's account or in your personal account. So please put all of this into consideration. If you think that you cannot move to France, if you think that you cannot move to Germany, there are other petty countries which can give you application, like admissions: Slovakia, Lithuania, Latvia. And remember, studies abroad, or let me say studying abroad, is becoming so hard now. Many countries are tightening their laws, and if you do not move by next year, it's going to be more tougher to go abroad. And equally remember that not every country accepts you to move with your family or to move with your children. Example, people are asking me if Ireland, they can move to Ireland with their families. You cannot move to Ireland with your family as an international student. They do not accept that. But you can move to other places like the Netherlands, Denmark, Portugal and Austria, Finland, right? So you have to decide where you want to go, then you make decisions early. Don't make decisions now, don't make decisions after June. You have to make decisions to know where you really want to go. Then in subsequent videos, we are going to be talking about visa application, how to apply to other countries in the European Union like Estonia, Bulgaria, Norway. Though Bulgaria may not, I think Bulgaria recently joined the European Union, and Romania. Also, Romania is very flexible. You can check Romania and see if they have programs you can study. There are quite affordable schools in Romania. I think I actually saw programs that can charge you just 1,500 at Babes Bolia University in Cluj, Napoca. So you can check schools in Romania as well. Admissions is ongoing now, and before you know, you may be lucky. I hope you enjoyed this. We are going to be talking about more tomorrow. Till we meet again in another video. Bye bye.